Hello everyone, we're Group 12. Shena, Amanda, Natalie, Linjun, and I'm Mayank. In this presentation for IPBP, we'll be exploring the topic Understanding the Heat Resilience Movement in Youths. We'll be covering what heat resilience is, why it matters specifically for young people, and how this movement is developing in today's context. For the first part of our presentation, I will be going over the problem statement, where I'll be addressing the problem we have at hand. Despite rising temperatures and increasing heat-related risks, many youth remain unaware or indifferent to the importance of heat resilience. This lack of concern leads to poor preparedness and contributes to a cycle of inaction. As the climate crisis escalates, ignoring the problem doesn't just affect individuals, it affects communities, cities, and future generations. Youths play a critical role in driving change, and their apathy today could cost us all tomorrow.
Meet Sarah, our user persona. Sarah is a 22-year-old full-time university student in Singapore. She's currently studying environmental science, and while she is environmentally conscious like many of her peers, struggles to find an easy, accessible, engaging, and relevant content about climate change and effects, particularly around heat resilience. Sarah is part of the youth demographic, specifically the age 14 and 25, which is a targeted group for our campaign. She lives in Singapore, an urban environment where the effects of heat resilience are particularly felt. Sarah is motivated to learn more about climate change and want to find practical, easy to understand information about heat resilience. She's looking for content that resonates with her as a young person, and not just theoretically. Most importantly, Sarah wants to influence others. She's also socially engaged, using her platform to share content and influence her peers. She's also community-oriented, always looking for ways to help her community, especially with youth-centric incentive. Sarah is action-oriented, she's motivated by steps and results, and wants to participate in activities that provide real-world solutions. All campaigns, specifically the pop-up booth, would appeal to her because it offers an engaging, hands-on learning experience with the added incentive and reward of the sense of contribution and a meaningful cause.
As Singapore is facing rising temperatures, it is crucial for youth to build heat resilience not just for themselves, but for the communities around them. Our proposed solution is a pop-up booth located in schools and shopping malls where youths visit often. The booths will be interactive and hands-on, making the experience engaging and memorable. By involving the community, we hope to inspire youths to spread the knowledge of heat resilience to their family and friends. In our impact effect matrix, this project is classified as a major initiative. It requires significant effort, but promises long-term benefits by fostering a heat-resilient generation.
And I will be sharing about our DVF framework, CSR, and IP laws. We applied the DVF framework to weigh our top 3 solutions in order to come up with the best proposed solution that meets the needs and wants of our target audience. How does our proposed solution meet the criteria? Our proposed solution meets the desirability of our target audience as it is located in schools or malls, making it easily accessible. The event also includes interactive activities and prizes, making it engaging and rewarding for our target audience. Our proposed solution is also viable as it has an educational and social focus to foster holistic growth and well-being of our target audience. Hence, the program is likely able to gather strong fundings from the governments and sponsorships. In addition, our solution uses recycled materials for our activities and decorations, encouraging sustainability. Lastly, our solution is feasible as though it requires a few technological support. Most of the activities, information, and decorations used leverages recycled materials that can be easily sourced. Now, what are some key values that the pop-up booth brings alongside the intellectual property laws involved in this solution? As heat resilience is not only a climate issue but also a humanitarian issue, the pop-up booth has a social and educational focus of educating youth on the importance of heat resilience to empower them with knowledge to aid groups that are vulnerable to the heat. The event is also inclusive as it is held in easily accessible location and the information and activities are displayed in various formats and languages to cater to the needs of our target audience. With any programs, it should be protected by the intellectual property laws to ensure proper use. In the case of the pop-up booth, all activities and educational information should be copyrighted. The Heat Resilience by Youth for All name and the Queensland Sunbird mascot of the pop-up booth may also be trademarked by the SRCA to ensure that proper licensing and agreements are obtained in the event of collaborations. Additionally, our event may be held in malls. As such, proper contractual agreement with authorities and organizations may be needed as well.
Now, I'll be introducing the concept behind our heat resilient pop up booths designed to engage youths in Singapore on the importance of staying protected in rising temperatures. These booths will be set up in popular youth-centric areas like Orchard, Bugis, and Haji Lane. The interior of each booth is designed to offer a sense of comfort, with shade and greenery to reflect how much better our environment feels when it's protected from the heat. Visual elements such as sun-themed decorations, infographics, and photographs about climate change and its impact on our communities are displayed on the booth's walls. Some key interactive features of our booths include first, a television or a monitor, which will project a time lapse of how rising temperatures could affect Singapore's future, an introduction video to SRCA, and a visual showing of the locations of all pop up booths across the island. Second, a map of Singapore, where visitors can place a sticker on their favorite cool spots, places they go to escape the heat. This creates a shared resource that can later be digitalized for future heat resilience planning. Third, we have a table and chairs area set up for weekly games and hands-on activities such as a climate change and heat resilience quiz, an origami fan making competition, and a reaction-based challenge where participants try to cool off the fastest using given items such as fans, ice packs, and cool drinks. These activities aim to teach youths practical and simple methods to manage high temperatures for themselves and those around them. Fourth, we have the price wall, which offers a range of items such as DIY herbal tea kits, DIY cooling spray bottles, foldable umbrellas, UV-sensitive stickers that can change color in the heat, and a plush keychain of our campaign mascot. These prizes are not just for fun, they are designed for usefulness across different age groups. For example, the herbal tea kit may appeal to the elderly, while arts and crafts items can engage children. More importantly, they are easy for youth to use or share with those who are more vulnerable around them, like younger siblings, grandparents, or neighbors, encouraging a spirit of care and support in the community. Fifth, cardboard standee of our Crimson Sunbird mascot dressed in heat resilient accessories. This creates a visual identity for the campaign that's easy to remember and shared on social media. Finally, we have the storytelling challenge, where youths are encouraged to share their own tips and stories about staying cool, either by posting on social media and redeeming their prize on the booth, or by recording their story directly at the booth. If they consent, these recordings may be shared on SRCA's digital platforms, amplifying youths' voices in this important conversation.
The test card is a tool to validate specific hypotheses related to user behavior engagement and learning outcome. It helps in measuring how well the pop-up booth design and interactive features resonate with youth. Below are the elaborated details for each of the three test cards. Test card number 1, user engagement. The hypothesis, an interactive booth design will attract youth aged 14 to 25, motivating them to engage with the booth activities. The goal is to test if the booth design encourages youth to interact with the booth, and the matrix, the number of youth visiting the booth, time spent at the booth, participation in various activities such as quiz, game, and challenges. So for the success rate, it will be 75% of or more of the youth approach the booth participating in at least one of the interactive activities. The second test card will be user motivation. The hypothesis, offering prize motivates youth to engage and spread awareness about heat resilience. The goal, assess if the reward system, example DIY kits, prizes, encourages youth to engage more deeply and shares information with peers. The matrix, numbers of youth participating in the storytelling challenge, numbers of peer referrals, social media posts, shares about the booth. So the success rate is at least 50% of the participants refers at least one friend or posts on their social media to promote the campaign. The third test card, information retention. Engaging booth design improve retention of climate change information among youth visitors. So the goal is to evaluate if the booth visual and interactive content helps to retain information on heat resilience. The matrix is a pre and post engagement quiz to measure knowledge retained. So for the success rate, at least 50% improvement in knowledge retained between the pre and post engagement quiz. So next we'll be talking about the feedback capture grid. It serves as a way to collect structured feedback from participants after engaging with the booth. It helps to identify what works well, areas of improvement, and new ideas for the future event. The grids also should be used to gather insights across aspects of the booth.
Now moving on to the Gantt chart. To achieve SRCA's outreach goals, we propose a 5-phase rollout for the pop-up booth project. We start with planning and coordination, where we confirm partnerships, secure booth locations, and finalize schedules. Next, in content and material preparation, we'll develop interactive games, educational resources, and booth designs that are engaging and youth-friendly. Phase 3 focuses on marketing and promotions using social media campaigns, school networks, and mall advertisings to raise awareness and build excitement. Then comes execution, where the pop-up booths are set up and we engage youth directly through hands-on activities and live demonstrations. Finally, post-campaign evaluation and reporting helps us measure our success, gather feedback from participants, and identify improvements for future initiatives. By following this structured timeline, we can ensure strong organization, effective outreach, and a lasting impact.
So let this be more than a presentation. Let it be the spark that inspires you to think, speak, and act. The future is ours to protect. And with that, we come to an end of our presentation. I hope you found this presentation truly engaging and inspiring, and I hope you take your first action towards climate change today.